Hi everyone, welcome to English for You. I'm Pat.
And I'm Mike.
And today we're looking at 30-day challenges.
Whoa.
So has there ever been something you've challenged yourself either to do or not do over a period of time?
Oh, okay. Something you want to improve at, or maybe something in your life that's not so good, like, eating too much junk food or watching too much TV. I guess probably when I was learning how to play musical instruments, I challenged myself, learn a song. It's kind of difficult, within a week or something like that. Those are good things to do, but over 30 days, I can't really think of one that I've ever done for that long. How about you?
Yeah, for many years I was doing the Nanowrimo writing challenge.
The wata?
In November, you have to write 50,000 words of the same novel.
Okay.
So you need to write about 1,700 words a day for 30 days.
Gee, that's a lot.
Yeah, builds your writing muscles and discipline.
Okay, and your average sort of storybook, would that be around 50,000 words?
It depends on what kind of story it is.
Right.
Some go well over 100,000.
Sure.
But yeah, you'd have most of a novel of 50,000.
Okay, and that's really pushing yourself. You have a timeline, you have a deadline, so it's really something you have to do every day. If you skip 2 or 3 days, you're going to have way too much work to do. So a 30-day challenge, something easy to do for one day, but the challenge is doing it every day without taking a break for 30 days. And you'd probably be surprised at how much you can improve, how much you can learn or whatever in that short period of time, if you do it every day. We're going to find out more in our article.
Reading.
The 30-Day Challenge, a great start to great habits. There are many ways to improve our lives. One is to set a 30-day challenge. You can create new habits by doing the same thing for 30 days. Many challenges focus on improving health and happiness. These include eating differently, making a morning or bedtime routine, or limiting screen time. Creative challenges, such as drawing or practicing a new skill, are also good. You can even save money by doing a savings challenge. A 30-day challenge requires commitment and preparation. Take keeping a food journal as an example. This lets you see what you eat and how it affects your health. Be accurate and consistent. Write what, how much, when, and where you eat. Doing this at the same time every day, like right after a meal, makes it easier to remember. A 30-day challenge can reveal great ideas. However, it's only the beginning. If you finish the challenge and like your new habit, keep doing it as often as possible. Soon, it'll be a regular part of life.
All right, so the article begins talking about this idea of a 30-day challenge by looking at it from a sort of bigger picture. There are many ways to improve our lives. Yeah, doing a 30-day challenge is great, but doing any other kind of challenge or just trying to improve your life, make your life better, make you a better person, there are lots of ways to do this.
Yep, of course, as we've been introducing at the start, one of these ways is to set a 30-day challenge. Now, this word's quite key to the article, so let's explain what a challenge is. It is a new or difficult task that will test your ability and skill. It's not just a job that you can kind of do and move on. Washing up the dishes is not a challenge. Going to school and doing your homework and regular day-to-day stuff, it may be a little difficult or boring, but we wouldn't call it a challenge. This is something that is difficult. It's really going to push you in order to complete it successfully. For example, I set myself a challenge to improve my yoga by practicing more often. So I'm going to do it. It's not going to be easy. I have to find the time, all the rest of that. Of course, challenge can be a verb as well. You can say, I'm going to challenge myself. I'm going to make myself do something difficult or challenging which is the adjective.
There you go. And of course, the only way really to improve your yoga would be to practice more often, but doing it all the time and not quitting, that would be the challenge. Now back to our article that says you can create new habits by doing the same thing for 30 days. That's also quite important. We're not, well, I mean, we could talk about doing something just for 30 days and then you're like, okay, I did 30 days, now I can stop. But I think part of the idea is that if you do it for 30 days, it will just become part of your normal life, like brushing your teeth or, going to bed at the same time. You'll just do it naturally, so it will become part of your new habits.
Okay, so let's look at some challenges. We see many challenges focus on improving health and happiness. So could be going to do exercise a bit more regularly or seeing friends more often because that will make you feel more happy, that sort of thing. But that's what they focus on. To focus on something means to give more attention to that thing, to make it the main point, the main idea. It's the big purpose. This is what we're going to give all our efforts, the attention or time on, making our health better, getting happier, doing something like that.
Indeed. The article then says these include eating differently, probably eating more healthily, making a morning or bedtime routine, good idea, or limiting screen time. In other words, the amount of time you spend watching TV, using your phone, playing computer games, using apps and things like that. And yeah, setting yourself a good morning and bedtime routine. These are good things that can help you in lots of different ways. This word bedtime is basically the time you go to bed. Probably, also covering some of the things you do before. A part of my bedtime routine is take a shower, brush my teeth, read in bed, feed the cat, whatever it might be. So the bedtime is usually at the end of the day, around the time when you're getting to bed and when you're actually going to bed to try to sleep.
Yeah, and of course, as an adult, you set your own bedtime. As a kid, you get told it's bedtime.
True, and a lot of adults do have a later bedtime than maybe they should.
Right. So, as Mike said, a bedtime routine involves cleaning teeth, doing a few other household jobs, maybe turning lights off, locking doors. Because a routine is a regular schedule or it's a set of regular activities, they happen in the same way, often in the same order, around the same time, pretty much every day. It's what you normally usually do. For example, part of Wendy's morning routine is to spend a few minutes watering her plants and flowers.
Okay, so it's basically a schedule, the things you do, but a schedule that you don't change very much, right? Your holiday schedule would be different from your work schedule, but even on holiday, you might have a routine. I like to take a shower in the morning, have a cup of coffee, eat some food, brush my teeth. I always do that every day. It's part of my routine. It's a regular daily schedule. Back to the article, creative challenges, such as drawing or practicing a new skill are also good. So it doesn't have to be about losing weight or, becoming more healthy. It could also be becoming a better person, becoming more skilled at art or other hobbies and pastimes you have an interest in. Really focus on them. Set aside an hour every day for a month to draw, learn, play the piano, all those write, all those sorts of things. So yes, when we talk about creative activities, we're often talking about things that involve art, like drawing, music, writing, stuff like that. Creative basically means it comes from your imagination. You are creating or making something new, something no one has done before, and you're letting your imagination and your inspiration kind of guide you to producing new art of whatever kind of art you are interested in. For example, have you tried this new time travel video game? It's a very creative idea and also lots of fun. It's very new and original and imaginative, very creative idea.
So as we discuss some different creative challenges, we use this phrase such as. Such as is used to give examples of something, and it indicates that here are a few examples, but there are also many other examples. We're just giving you a short taste, a little bit of flavor. You could come up with many, many more, but here are a few to get you thinking in the right areas. For example, Oliver enjoys many sports, such as baseball and basketball. Those aren't the only ones he enjoys. He enjoys others as well, but here are 2 examples of ones that are maybe his particular favorites.
Yeah, it takes too long to list out all the sports, so we'll just give you a little taste, a little idea. So yes, you can improve your body, improve your health, improve your skills, your creativity. You can also improve your bank account.
Ooh.
It says you can even save money by doing a savings challenge. Yeah, I mean, people have kind of trouble and things in their life that they're not quite happy about, and not having enough money at the end of the month, for example, is definitely one of those things. So why not do a savings challenge? Every day I will put a few dollars in a piggy bank, or, put it aside. I'll add it to my savings so that at the end of the month I have more money than I usually have. That would also be a good improvement. And when we talk about savings, and notice almost always we would have an S there, it's money saved. What is in the bank account? Your savings. That's where you keep your money, the money you have saved, your savings. And you can use it also just to basically talk about the money I have in the bank. For example, I don't think I have enough savings right now to buy a new scooter. If I said I don't think I have enough money in the bank right now to buy a new scooter, the sentence would be the same and you would understand it in the same way.
So, sounds great, these 30-day challenges, but wait a minute. It's not just as simple as jumping straight into something and going, right, I'm starting that today. Take a moment first. As the article says, a 30-day challenge requires commitment and preparation. So commitment is the first thing. Commitment is a noun. It is the state of being committed. You have prepared, you have made the decision to give up your time for a particular activity. You've got into that mindset, that attitude that you will do something no matter what. You'll make some sacrifices maybe. You'll go, I'm going to do this. I'm prepared to do this. I'm not going to let anything stop me. I am committed.
Absolutely. Often when people get married, we say that they are making a commitment to each other. It's like a very serious promise that you're saying, I will do everything I can to make sure this works, that I don't fail. And yeah, it's easy to start running in a marathon and run for 3 minutes, but it's hard to run for 3 hours to reach the end of the marathon. It needs commitment, and to make it easier to reach your goal, it also needs preparation. Preparation is basically when you get ready for something. This is the noun form. We also have the verb to prepare. If you're studying for a test, you're preparing. If you're getting your bag ready for a big long holiday, you're preparing the things you are going to take. Studying, that is your preparation. Packing your luggage, that is your preparation for your trip. So the things that you do to get ready for something, and also the things that you do to make it more likely, to give you a better chance to win and to reach your goal, all of that is preparation. For example, preparation for running a marathon would take at least 6 months of hard work, a 6-month commitment to exercise and go running probably almost every day.
Yeah, if you were already like an athlete who did a lot of running,
take less preparation.
Yeah, that number goes down, but from just like me, doesn't do much, to running a marathon, I need to do preparation for 6 months. Running every day, steadily going longer and longer distances, getting the right shoes and other stuff. Okay, so that's a marathon, and we've got another one here. The article says, take keeping a food journal as an example. Now let's look at the construction of that sentence in today's Language in Focus. So here we're making a sentence with take something as an example. Take this thing as an example. We use this when we want to give an example of what we're talking about, and we're inviting our listener to consider this particular subject as a good example of what we're talking about. We could also say, take something for example. So take keeping a food journal, for example. Take keeping a food journal as an example. Same meaning. Here's an example sentence. Many animals are in danger of dying out. Take polar bears as an example. They are threatened by climate change. Or take polar bears, for example. They are threatened by climate change. So, keeping a food journal. This is an example of where preparation and commitment is important. But first, what's a food journal?
Good question, absolutely. Let's find out. This, a food journal, this lets you see what you eat and how it affects your health. This would kind of be like writing down everything you spend your money on every day, right? You do it, you don't think about it. But if you actually write it down and look at it later, you might notice things and say, well, that's why I don't have any money. I spend way too much on expensive coffee. Or that's why I have no energy. I always eat fast food at night, and then in the morning I don't feel good. So that's the kind of thing you could learn. And like a lot of these other challenges, it could really be helpful for you.
Yeah, so what kind of preparation and commitment would you need to do this? The article says, be accurate and consistent. So let's look at these two words. First, we've got accurate. Be accurate, which means be able to do something in an exact way without making a mistake, and also putting the exact detail, so it's got to be correct and true. So if you're writing down your food, you don't just write, lunch, bread.
Right.
That's not very accurate.
Not too accurate.
Yeah, how much bread did you eat? Was there anything on the bread? You could write sandwich, but was it a meat sandwich? Was it a cheese sandwich? What was there? Vegetables, unhealthy stuff?
So
what kind of bread?
Yeah, it's also about kind of telling the truth, right? If I eat salad every day, great. I eat fried chicken salad every day, covered in cheese. Not so great, not so healthy.
Right, so here's an example. My watch must be broken. I'm pretty sure this isn't the accurate time. This time is not correct. It is not 2 a.m. I'm not at work at 2 a.m. Something's wrong here.
Something is definitely wrong there.
Okay, so being accurate is one part of this keeping a food journal, and being consistent is another.
All right, so if accuracy is telling the truth and being very careful with the facts and the details, consistent is doing it again and again and again in the same way. Keeping a food journal when you're eating healthy food is great, but don't skip the days when you go out and eat 14 pizzas in one day. You need to be consistent again and again. Becoming consistent in things helps us make them into habits and also helps us improve at the same time. If you practice an instrument or something you're learning and you do it in a consistent way, you're doing it probably every day, and you will definitely improve faster than if you do it for 3 days and then take 2 days off and then do it a little bit on one. You gotta do it in the same kind of way. Be very consistent all the time.
So what does being consistent mean for a food journal? Being consistent and accurate. The article says, write what, how much, when, and where you eat. And as it says, doing this at the same time every day, like right after a meal, makes it easier to remember and easier to be consistent. It will become a habit for you, something you won't have to think about, you'll just do it. As the article says, a 30-day challenge can reveal great ideas. Yeah, just like recording what you spend, recording what you eat, doing anything like this for 30 days, doing it in a consistent way, turning it into a habit. It can reveal or show to you great ideas. You can learn things that you didn't know before. Yeah, but as we've been saying all along, and in the article it puts it, however, it's only the beginning.
True. If you finish the challenge, if you do the 30 days, so if you finish the challenge and like your new habit, keep doing it as often as possible. And you'll probably find it's not too hard to keep it going once you've started.
Yep, and as the article finishes, soon it'll be a regular part of life. It'll just be something you always do, and you'll keep that thing. Oh, I'll save a bit of money. I'll maybe not eat so much junk food. I'll do a little bit of writing or playing music at some point. I'll go and exercise because I've got half an hour to have a nice walk around the park. And that is it. That is the end of our article. We've got some good ideas for doing a challenge to create a new habit. Let's now move on to our For You Chat question.
You chat.
So our question is, think of one good habit you want to make and one bad habit you want to get rid of, and talk about them. So I'll start with a bad habit. I do have a bad habit of maybe not going to bed quite as early as I could. Sometimes it's because I want to read a bit of something. And I think that one is okay if I'm reading a book, because it'll mean that maybe I can fall asleep quicker. It does tend to do that. But sometimes I will be maybe watching some kind of video, a YouTube video, maybe because with a busy life, sometimes you don't catch up on, Facebook and things going on all day and, until my son's in bed.
Right.
So doing it that late at night is probably not a good thing. So I need to be a bit more disciplined, a bit more consistent about going, no phone in that last kind of 30 minutes before bed.
I see. Yeah, absolutely. And of course, we know that if you're looking at screens and stuff before you go to bed, that's not as good as if you're reading a book or something like that. Let's see, a good habit that I want to make. Well, here's something, I do this, but I need to be more consistent. This would be practicing my guitar. I do it when we have a show coming up or when we're learning new songs, but once I feel confident in the songs and I know them well, I will often go a few days without picking up the guitar, so I should go back and learn some other things or just, play them again. But I do kind of feel like, right, that's done. I've got that all ready. I don't have to do it anymore. But really, I should kind of do it a little bit more, have a better, be more consistent with how I practice. So there's lots of things, even things you're already quite good at. You can always get better. And of course, if you have bad habits or if you're trying to pick up some new good habits, this 30-day challenge would be a great way to get a good start.
Okay, well, that's all the time we have. Thanks for watching, everyone. For English for You, I'm Pat.
I'm Mike.
We'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.
Take care.
Vocabulary Review. Challenge. I need a new challenge for myself. I think I'll learn to make clothes. Routine. Part of Maya's morning routine is to take a shower to help her wake up and feel fresh. Creative. Peter enjoys doing creative hobbies. He likes writing stories and acting in plays the most. Savings. I'm putting more money into my savings so I can buy a house in the future. Preparation. Carol spent 2 years at a cooking school in preparation for working in a restaurant. Accurate. English teachers speak in an accurate way so their students don't learn incorrect language from them.
智慧小补帖
Bedtime. Commitment. Consistent.
以上节目是由活用空中美语制作，活用空中美语杂志，请洽询全国各大书店。如欲索取试听教材，请来电02-2364-4000 02-2364-4000，或上网查询，网址是 www.english4u.net www.english4u.net